Hello everyone, welcome to Res Shikshan Samsthas. Western Region English Medium YouTube channel. Today we are going to study subject Science and Technology Part 1, Standard 10th. Lesson name, lesson number 1, Gravitation. Video number 1. Today we are going to study gravitation. We have seen in the previous standard that the gravitational force is the universal force and it acts not only between two objects on the earth but also between any two objects in the universe. Let us now learn how this force was discovered. Gravitation. As we have learned, the phenomenon of gravitation was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton. He discovered the force by seeing an apple fall from a tree on the ground. He wondered why all apples fall vertically downward and not an angle to the vertical. Why do they not fly off in a horizontal direction? Here is the diagram. Here is the moon and the earth. There is a gravitational force between moon and earth. Here is the falling apple. After much thought, he came to the conclusion that the earth must be attracting the apple towards itself and this attractive force must be directed towards the center of the earth. The direction from the apple on the tree to the center of the earth is the vertical direction. At the position of the apple, thus, the apple falls vertically downward. Figure shows an apple tree on the earth. The force of an apple on the tree is towards the center of the earth, that is along the perpendicular from the position of the apple to the surface of the earth. Figure also shows the gravitational force between the earth and the moon. Newton thought that if the force of gravitation acts on an apple on the tree at different heights from the surface of the earth, can it also act on object at even greater heights like the moon? Now we are going to study force and motion. Force is necessary to change the speed as well as the direction of the motion of an object. Circular motion and centripetal force. Here is one activity. Tie a stone to one end of a string. Take the other end in your hand and rotate the string so that the stone moves along the circle. As long as we are holding the string, we are pulling the stone towards us, that is towards the center of the circle. In the diagram, one boy is tie a stone in one string and in the other hand rotate the string so that the stone moves along the circle. A force acts on any object moving along a circle and it is directed towards the center of the circle. This is called the centripetal force. Centripetal means center seeking, that is, the object tries to go towards the center of the circle because of this force. Now we are going to study Kepler's laws. Kepler's first law. The orbit of a planet is an ellipse with the sun at one of the foci. Figure shows the elliptical orbit of a planet revolving around the sun. The position of the sun is indicated by S. Kepler's second law. The line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. AB and CD are distances covered by the planet in equal time. That is, after equal interval of time, the position of the planet starting from A and C are shown by B and D respectively. The straight line AS and CS sweeps equal area in equal interval of time. That is, area ASB and CSD are equal. Kepler's third law. The square of its period of revolution around the earth is directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance of a planet from the sun. Thus, if r is the average distance of the planet from the sun and t is the period of revolution, then t square is directly proportional to r cube, that is t square divided by r cube is equal to constant is equal to k. K is the proportionality constant. Newton's universal law of gravitation. According to this theory, every object in the universe attracts every other object with the definite force. This force is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two objects and is inversely proportional to the square of the distances. So here are the two objects m1 and m2 and d is the distance between them and f is the force. Gravitational force between two objects. Figure shows two objects with masses m1 and m2 kept at a distance d from each other. Mathematically, the gravitational force of attraction between these two bodies is F is inversely proportional to m1 m2 divided by d square, or F is equal to g m1 m2 divided by d square. Here, G is the constant of proportionality and is called the universal gravitational constant. The SI unit of G is Newton meter square kg minus 2. The value of G was measured by Henry Cavendish. In SI units, its value is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square kg square. This is always remember. Now we are going to study magnitude of centripetal force. The speed of the planet can be expressed in terms of the period of revolution capital T as follows. The distance travelled by the planet in one revolution is equal to perimeter of the orbit is equal to 2 pi r. R is the distance between planet and the sun. Time taken is T. M is the mass, V is the speed and the R is the radius of the circle. Then F is equal to mv square divided by R. Here V is equal to distance travelled by divided by time taken. This is we are studying the 9th standard is equal to 2 pi r divided by t. F is equal to mv square divided by r is equal to m in a bracket 2 pi r divided by t square upon r is equal to 2m pi square r upon t square. Multiplying and dividing by r square we get F is equal to 4m pi square divided by r square into r cube divided by t square. According to the Kepler's third law, t square divided by r cube is equal to k. Here F is equal to 4m pi square divided by r square k, but 4m pi square divided by k is equal to constant. So therefore F is equal to constant into 1 upon r square. Therefore, F is inversely proportional to the r square. Newton concluded that the centripetal force, which is responsible for planet's circular motion, must be inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the planet and the sun. The gravitational force is much weaker than other forces in the nature, but it controls the universe. Is there a gravitational force between two objects kept on a table or between you and your friend sitting next to you? Yes. Do you know that the high and low tides that occur regularly in the sea? The level of the water in the sea changes because of the gravitational force exerted by the moon. We are studying one example. Mahendra and Virat are sitting at a distance of 1 meter from each other. Their masses are 75 kg and 80 kg respectively. What is the gravitational force between them? Given R is equal to 1 meter. m1 is equal to 75 kg, m2 is equal to 80 kg, and g is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. According to Newton's law, F is equal to G m1 m2 divided by r square. Put the values in the formula. F is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 into 75 into 80 divided by 1 square Newton. Force is equal to 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. The gravitational force between Mahendra and Virat is 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. This is very small force. If the force of friction between Mahendra and bench on which he is sitting is 0, then he will start moving towards the Virat under the action of this force. We can calculate his acceleration and velocity by using Newton's law of motion. Do understand the concept and revise at home. Thank you.
गौरी सापडलं